Hello, and welcome to this quiz to test your knowledge on some exclusive references of the Bible. 20 questions. Let's begin. Question 1. Who was the only person to pray from the inside of an animal? Was it Joshua, Jonah, James, or Jesus? And of course, that was Jonah in Genesis chapter 3. Question 2. Who was the only female judge? Was it Keziah, Jemimah, Deborah, or Sarah? And that was Deborah, referenced in Judges chapter 4. Question 3. Who was the only man to lead a sinless life? Was it John the Baptist, Jesus, David, or Moses? Of course, it could be only one, Jesus. Question 4. Who had his hair cut only once a year? Was it Naaman, Absalom, Judas, or David? And that was Absalom. You'll find that in 2 Samuel chapter 14. Question 5. What object in Jacob's vision is mentioned only once in the Bible? Is that a ladder, an angel, a pillar, or the moon? And that is Jacob's ladder, Genesis chapter 28. Question 6. Who is the only prophet that God spoke with face to face? Was it Joshua, Moses, Samuel, or Ezekiel? And that was Moses, Exodus chapter 33. Question 7. What was the only day of the year on which the high priest could enter the Holy of Holies? Was that the Passover, Pentecost, the Day of Atonement, or Tabernacles? And that was the Day of Atonement, also known as Yom Kippur. Question 8. Who is the only woman to have her age, death, and burial mentioned? Is it Ruth, Sarah, Rachel, or Mary? And that's Sarah. You'll find that in Genesis chapter 23. Question 9. The turtledove and pigeon were the only fowl used for what purpose? Was it as messengers, as food, sacrifice, or for tithing? And that was for sacrifice, and of course Leviticus chapter 1. Question 10. What's the only occasion that describes Jesus as writing? Was it at the feeding of the 4,000? Being hosted by Mary and Martha? With the woman at the well in Samaria? Or when the Pharisees wanted to stone the woman for adultery? And Jesus wrote in the sand and saved the woman from being stoned in John chapter 8. Question 11. Who is the only lawyer mentioned by name? Is it Zophah, Zichri, Zenas, or Zepho? And that is Zenas in Titus chapter 3. Question 12. Who is the only person in Genesis recorded as living less than 120 years? Is it Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, or Moses? And that was Joseph. You'll find the record of his death in Genesis chapter 50. Question 13. Who is the only wife of Solomon mentioned by name? Is it Naomi, Nogah, Noadiah, or Naamah? And of Solomon's 700 wives, there's only Naamah mentioned in 2 Chronicles chapter 12. Question 14. Who is the only woman who was described as being both beautiful and intelligent? Is that Abigail, Martha, Mary, or Sarah? That was Abigail in 1 Samuel chapter 25. Question 15. What is the only book that mentions God laughing? Is that Ecclesiastes, Lamentations, Ezra, or Psalms? And that is Psalms. You find references in Psalm 2, 37 and 59. Question 16. Who is the only man described as naturally bald? Was that Daniel, Isaac, Lazarus, or Elisha? The man mocked for being a baldy was Elisha in 2 Kings chapter 2. Question 17. Who is the only person recorded as being placed in a coffin when they died? Was that Herod, Nebuchadnezzar, Abraham, or Joseph? And again, that's Joseph, and again in Genesis chapter 50. Question 18. Which is the only gospel to record the healing of Malchus's ear after it was cut off? Is that Luke, Mark, John, or Matthew? And that was John. Question 19. Which is the only judge known to be from the tribe of Judah? Was it Gideon, Samson, Ehud, or Othniel? And the answer is the first judge, Othniel, in Judges chapter 3. And question 20. Who is the only woman we hear of reigning as queen regnant in Israel or Judah? Was that Bathsheba, Athaliah, Hephzibah, or Jezebel? And the answer is Athaliah, You'll find that in 2 Chronicles chapter 22. Well, thank you for playing. And remember, you're a one-off too. It would be great to hear where you're from in the comments below. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.